Good afternoon, everyone. Wherever you are, I'm going to invite you to stand for the national song. It may be a first for us, but the national song today will be played by Mr. Kamal Vanterpool. He is the son of Lennox and Elvery Vanterpool, but he is also, in terms of Sandy Ground, and he's also the son of Edwin Carty and the late Daisy Carty. Mr. Kamal Vanterpool is going to now play us the national song from the stern. I got that right? Hey! From the stern of Gotcha. 2. Let's all stand as we honor, respect, and celebrate our country. So wherever you are, let's just reflect on Anguilla today. Can we give him a clap? At this time, please remain standing and bow your heads. I'm going to invite Reverend Lindsay Richardson, another son of the Sandy Ground Sand, to open us in a word of prayer.
Let us pray. God, you created this beautiful space we call home. Sandy Ground, Anguilla, a place where many of us grew up, still live, a place we call home. We thank you for this opportunity to gather in this way, as a family, as a community, as a people, as a nation, to celebrate that which is of us, our heritage, the stories of our community, of our people. Stories told, some untold, some yet to be told. But we thank you for this opportunity where we can gather in this way. And the inspiration that you've given to Avanella to bring us together for this reason, to launch this series about the stories of our people, our men, our women, our children who've lived in this community, who've made a living in this community, this beach, this harbor, plying the seas, the boats, built by our own hands, inspired by you, O God. We give you thanks for her and the stories that will be told. We pray, Lord, that as we celebrate our heritage, as we celebrate our story, as we celebrate our history, our people, our men and women through the years, Father, that we'll see it as something that we ought to be thankful for. For we are a people of heritage. And so we ask your blessing on this event. We ask your blessing on why we are gathered and that which we seek to promote. And grant that as we reflect on our own lives and those of our families, our fathers, our grandparents, or forebears, Lord, as we reflect on them and how they lived and what they did in order that we may be here today to celebrate this moment in time. May we be inspired and encouraged to so live and to so share our story so that our children and our grandchildren and their children will know who we are and why we are and whose we are. So bless us as we come. Bless this event. Bless the effort which was made in putting these tales together so that our children may know our story and they may know who they are and whose they are. Bless, Lord, that this may continue not just today, but every moment of our lives, and others will be inspired to share their stories and to capture the moments that we have with our elders in the community so that our story may live on. Bless us now, bless her family, and bless all those who've plied the seas and through the years and who still do to feed us as a nation, to provide for us. We thank you, Lord, for your provision, for your blessing, and for sustaining us through the years. We ask these blessings in your name for your sake. Amen.
Amen. You may be seated. At this time, I'm going to invite, let me just wait until a few people get seated. For those of you who are coming in, welcome you. There are chairs all the way around. If you come in, you can come around. There are even chairs up on the porch of the unfinished building. You can grab a solid chair up there, but there are lounge chairs. If you are here with your family, you can grab any lounge chair and sit 2 apiece, 3 apiece. Lots of seats to the north side. So come on in, come around. Lots of seats on the north side. So today is a special day, and we want to say a very special welcome to everyone in a spirit of love. Please pardon me, government officials, if I just tweak the protocol list just a little bit. Am I pardoned? Thank you. Thank you? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we got 2 votes. Good. We want to say a special welcome to our representative, our honorable elected member for Road North. Anybody knows his name? For those of us who went to school with him, he was Prince. A lot of you may not know that, but you know that now. You learn a lot today. You're going to learn a lot today. And so Mr. Merrick Richardson is here. Can you give our honorable elected member for District 5 a hand, please? Thank you. We have also with us Honorable Minister, Ms. Deanne Kentish, Mr. Kyle Hodge, and I believe Mr. Ken Hodge may be on his way, and so we say welcome to him in his absence. So give them a hand too, please. We have several permanent secretaries, one in the Social Services Department, correct? We have several pastors here. Can you give our pastors a hand, please? Department of Youth and Culture, we have the director and her staff. Can you give them a big hand, please? They do a lot for our youth and culture. It's one department, I'm not dissing anybody, please, but one department that lives up to its name is the Department of Youth and Culture. Everything is either youth or culture, else don't go there, okay? We have several education officials. I apologize for Mr. Bryn Romney. He had a clash. But I see Education Officer, Miss Sandra Foy. Can you give another Education Officer, Miss Tracy Hamilton? Any others, Teacher Sandra? Can you give them a hand, please? They have been very instrumental in this book, which the hardcover is before you and the softback is laying flat. I will just say a little short story here. When I pitched the idea to the book to Teacher Sandra, I went in, and at that time I was exerting so much energy, and I think all my energy was deflated at that point. And then Teacher Sandra said some really positive words, and I left the room with a full tank again. So Teacher Sandra, you didn't know that, but thank you. The Sandy Ground Committee, are you here? Yeah, you're supposed to make noise. You're not supposed to wait. I want to say a special thanks to the Sandy Ground Committee, some very special hard workers. And then there's some very special guests that I would like to acknowledge. Some of them are not here as yet. We have my mom, Gwendolyn Griffith. If you don't know who my mom is, some people still don't. She's seated here on the end. Pastor Leslie and his wife, are they here yet? They need to come. There are 2 seats up here for them. Somebody please make sure that they come and stop hiding. Sister Loris, you're here too? Yeah, roll this way. Keep on rolling. You'll sit next to Mom, please. Thanks. And Principal Rita Carty, is she here as yet? Not yet. But very, very, very special. We have a lady over here with a yellow head tie. Her name is Eileen Thompson, and her husband is somewhere hiding, Kenneth Thompson. Now, probably that's the second or third time I've ever said the name Eileen, because to me it's mommy. It's always been mommy from small, because she helped raise me in a sense when I was much smaller. And so I want to thank them especially because they've played a very, very important part in this book being here. And we thank Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, especially for their facilitation, which they have done in so many different ways. Don't sit too hard. Just go light on it first. Yeah. And then some very special people. One isn't here as yet. His name is Mr. David Carty. I'm hoping that I can see him. I do see a missed call on him from my phone, so I'm not sure what that means, but he did plan to come. And before us, we have Gotcha. Please give Mr. Garfield Richardson a hand, and seated next to him is Miss Carla Harris. We welcome you all. And then we have Mrs. Maris Edwards. She's in the front, and she has a very important job. She is going to constructively criticize the book. It's called a review. So she is responsible for doing the official review for the book. I do not know what it is. I've never heard it, so honestly, I haven't read it. I don't know whether she's going to come up here and just make you go back home with your money. I don't know what she's going to say. She hasn't given me a clue, nothing, nada. And that's Maris. And a special thing with Maris and a couple other people, we went in every class together from preschool. We were the first students in the Bethel Methodist preschool, and then we went to road school, and then we went to high school, and we were in every class together. And that's one of the reasons why I asked her to do it. There's several others who may be here tonight too. And so I want to welcome all the people from Sandy Ground. Anybody from Sandy Ground here? Okay, let me get a test. Does anybody love Sandy Ground? Okay, if you love Sandy Ground a lot, say yeah, yeah. If you love Sandy Ground a lot, say yeah, 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 yeah. I think we got everybody rolling on that. So that was my protocol list. I want to welcome everybody online. Mrs. Carty, you can come this way, please. Thank you. You thought you were sneaking, didn't you? Can't be missed. Right next to Prince. You know Anguillians with nicknames. That's your bottle of water. We want to welcome family. We want to welcome friends. We want to welcome everybody here because it's such a special day. Could you buy a better view in Anguilla? Could you? No. Can't work nowhere. This is the best view in the best village that there is in Anguilla. Can I? Sandy Ground people clap. Mr. Vanterpool, you know you agree. Clap. You know you came down here and you had to get piece of Sandy Ground and you went with it and should have come back every week. So clap. That's just a protocol. My daughter Avan comes home so very happy to be here. God does all things well, and she has done a fantastic job being a project manager with her assistant Melissa Harrigan, and she's going to come and she's going to do the official welcome.
Good evening, everyone. Funnily, That's a word. I think this is the only thing I did not get to plan, my speech. So I will just say thank you all so much for coming out. Thank you for believing in the beautiful lady back here. A lot of you have known her for a very long time, and I always ask her, like, am I going to know a lot of people like you when I get older? You know, like, am I going to have great friendships like you? So that is something that I can definitely say thank you very much for continuing to support her, for continuing to really dive into her talents and hone in on those things and really nourish her in that aspect, because she definitely has a lot to offer and she definitely gives back to the community. So I'm very happy that all of you are here to celebrate with her on this special day. So welcome to the Sandy Ground Tales Boatman private book launch, and I trust that you will enjoy the remainder of the program and that you will enjoy the rest of the eventful activities that we have in store for you all, okay? Thank you.
Thanks, Severn. Mrs. Carty, our principal, walked in, and she is what I'm going to call tonight my master teacher. And so please give her a hand as she is seated there. The piece of land that you are nestled in with all these coconut trees usually has about 2 times more coconut trees than this. But Irma did leave a few, and if you notice, they just didn't bend like that naturally. Irma came through supernaturally and did the contours of the trees, but they were determined to live. And so that's how we've got to be as well. We've got to bend and then grow. And so these trees, all of them, were hand planted by my grandfather, Mr. Ralph Carty. He died at 95 on the same night that Irma passed, actually, but not because of Irma. And he would, up to 94, he was still hoeing this ground, planting sweet potatoes, everything. He planted in this sand that you would think that it would grow, that would not grow. And so it's to him we owe thanks for being seated here in this comfortable place. And so we're going to take a moment just to honor him. And I'm going to carry the mic to Mommy, and she's going to read a poem in his honor, and then we're going to do a moment of silence.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. You know my name by now. My name is Eileen Thompson. It's Eileen Thompson. The gentleman that owned this land, he reared me. After my mother died, he took care of me and brought me to an adult. His name is Ralph Carty. He's my uncle. He lived, as Avonella told you, for 95 years. And he died a strong man. Everybody who knows him know him as Uncle Ralph. Even the grandchildren would refer to him as Uncle Ralph. He was a kind man. And because of this, we decided to pay a tribute to him posthumously. He was born in 1922 and died in 2017. The poem I'm going to read for you, Down by the Seaside, Sea Fever. Oh, good, thank you. I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky. And all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. And the wheels kick, and the wind song, and the white sails shaking, and a gray mist on the sea face, and a gray dawn breaking. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying, and the flung spray and the blown spume and the seagulls crying. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gulls away and the whales away, where the wind's like a whetted knife. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long trick's over. That's it.
Thank you. Well read. And I know she said grandfather lived till 95, but anybody wants to guess how old she is? How old mommy is? She just made birthday a few weeks ago. No. And she read that with her glasses and contacts. Thank God, he is good. At this time, we're going to just take a moment of silence in honor of, I know everybody calls him Uncle Ralph, I've never done that. To us, he's always been grandfather. A moment of silence, please. Thank you. Also in grandfather's honor, before you leave, please go and see Uncle Ralph's house. It's called a best house. In 1960s, when the houses were lost, St. Kitts government sent a gentleman down named Mr. Best to give Anguillians who lost their house some money to build a 2-room house. And there are lots of them all over Anguilla. And people in this side of the island started telling people you're living in a best house. And so that's how it got to be named Best House. What I'm trying to do with it is just to put it back the way it was in 1973 when I was born and came to live in that house for the early part of my childhood years. And so if you go in there, some of the stuff are actually from then, but most of the stuff is very, very period. It's a work in progress, so it's gonna get better as time goes by. And it'll be a house, a showpiece where people can take tours. It'll be the shortest tour you'll ever take. It's only 2 rooms, but it will be the richest one. All right? So if you have anything that you would like to donate, that is 70s, 60s, and 50s, please see me afterwards, 772-7584. Thank you. Mr. Carty is calling. Let me hear what he has to say. All right, Mr. Carty is ill. He sends his apologies, and he has a very long day with us tomorrow at the public launch, so he sends his apologies. But we do honor him and thank him for calling me about 6 times before I answered. Thank you. At this time, we are now going to have Avern, can you help me with our first presentation? The first book that we are going to give away, Avern is here. The first book we're going to give away is to Mommy. We want to say thanks to you and Uncle Kenneth for your facilitation and accommodating us. Right now we are pulling electricity from her and a lot more. And so we are thankful to her for such. And so Mommy, we want to present you. Avon is going to bring a book. She'll bring the book to you. Uncle Kenneth, come so you can get it. Yes, Uncle Kenneth, come. Stop hiding. Uncle Kenneth going. Come wrong way, Uncle Kenneth. Come west. Come west. So Avon is going to make that presentation to them. I see my uncle over here. Hi, Uncle Winslow. Lots of family. Today, we really could have done something public and done it all, but really I felt, you have to go to them. Really I felt that doing this for Sandy Grownians, family and friends was the right way to step out, and I really want to thank you all for coming. I'm now going to invite, please give yourselves a clap. I want to invite the honorable elected member, come Avern, from Road 5. We're going to make a special presentation to him as well. Yes, take it easy. Avern is going to present you with our second book for the day. We want to thank you, and we want to also remind you that you are working for the people. And no, come, you're going to make your remarks now as well. So please welcome Mr. Merrick Richardson. Give him a hand.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be in the best village. I've gotten some sticks from the folks in South Hill and North Hill. Some time back, I had to do a little walkthrough with the governor and also the commissioner of police. And I wanted to impress on them how beautiful Anguilla was. So I had to bring them to stand the ground. So I want to publicly apologize to my North Hill and South Hill people, but my North Hill citizenship might get denied, but yeah, stand the ground is number one. And to Eileen, do you have somewhere for me to stay just in case I get banned? Thanks. I'm extremely happy to have been invited to give some brief remarks on the launch of Stand the Ground Tales, written by Avanella Griffith. Today, Tuesday, 1st June 2021, is indeed a special day in Anguilla, as it marks the release of the book series entitled Stand the Ground Tales. This is indeed an honor for all Anguilla, especially District 5, and even more so Stand the Ground. I want to give hearty congratulations to my friend and classmate. I felt a little bit hurt that she only remembered Maris went through all those grades with her, and she didn't remember me, but I guess we know where the strong friendship was. And it is very fitting for the first book in the series to be titled Both Men. It is an excellent choice for a title as it relates to the both men and the stories they shared. I am sure that we can all agree when it comes to all things of the sea, this district is number one. The rich history of the village from salt picking, to the fishermen, to the boat captains, to the boat building, to the boat racing, and we can go on and on. I am sure that Ms. Griffith would have captured the rich stories as they were told, giving us a glimpse into the richness of the village and what it offers. Again, Avanella, I say congratulations to you and much success to this book in the series and in the series to follow. I look forward to reading my book and all the others to come. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. And I humbly apologize. I stand corrected. You were also in that class. At this time, I'm going to call now the Director of Department of Youth and Culture. They are very special because when I needed funding to start the process in terms of publishing, there was no hesitation and filled out the form, went through the process, and they were the source of the startup capital. And we all know who in business, we all know how important startup capital is, right? So can you please, on my behalf, give a very big round of applause to the Department of Youth and Culture, and Miss Avon Carty will now, Avon is going to make a presentation to Avon.
Good evening, everyone. Honorable elected officials, PSs in the audience, friends, ladies and gentlemen, Standigrownians and North Hillians. Good evening. I am minded to try and claim a Standigrown Carty by kinship, maybe, but I am from North Hill, I think. I think the Standigrown Cartys are relatives, right, Rita? I just want to, you would know, right? Well, I have cousins from Sandyground. Dougie and all those famous cousins are from Sandyground. But on behalf of the Department of Youth and Culture, and really on behalf of the government of Angola, because the Department of Youth and Culture is a department that does not earn money, we have a responsibility to support our youth and our culture and the arts. And we do that very carefully and to the best of our ability. And I must say that it was not difficult for us to support Avanella in this endeavor. In many others, actually, she's someone we can turn to, whether you know it or not. She is an amateur photographer. Many of the photos in our Hurricane Irma calendar, she provided to us complimentary because she was running around taking photos, and they were really good quality photos. We also know her to be an avid and passionate writer, passionate about Anguilla. And so to be able to add her work to the literary canon of Anguilla, something that is increasing. Certainly when we grew up, you did work and learned about everybody else except your own because it just wasn't written. So we're seeing more and more of it, and we're really keen to be able to support her in this endeavor and to know that it is just the beginning of perhaps 3 or 4 other pieces, right, Avanella? So congratulations to her and all who have supported her. We appreciate your effort, and please know that Anguilla as a whole appreciate the work that you do. Thank you.
Thanks, Evan. At this time, I'm also, you hot? Oh. If anybody wants off, please know there's off available if the sandflies get a little bit too pesty. But they are also residents, permanent residents. They've been here since 1973 as far as I know. And they ain't gone yet. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to say a few words that I would have said to Mr. David Carty, but he isn't here. I would have made a presentation to him at this time. A few years ago, because of Mrs. Ethne Richardson, my head of department then, I think, she brought him in as a speaker for JA, Junior Achievement, and when I heard his story, I was blown. I was like, wow, how come I never heard that story before? But everybody should hear that story. And that story sank in me, and that was almost maybe 12, 15 years ago. And so this book has been a long in progress, and this isn't how it was dreamed about, but a lot of things have helped it to come to this, a lot of things. And so to Mr. Carty, maybe he's watching online, we want to say a very special thank you for all that he's done for this country. Can we give him a hand, please? We have something special to present him with, two things actually. And then there was a period of time when my son was like 4, 5, and everything he wanted to do was fish, fish, fish. Remember that, Brother Roy? And then see. And I had never really told him about his history. To me, it was like in his blood. And so every day that I didn't have class, or even if it was an hour between the classes, and then definitely every Saturday, I had to be down here on this wharf out here, and I had many hours sitting there. And so I used my time wisely. And I would write and do different things. And then one day in talking to Garfield, I said, where you get a name gotcha from? We were right on the edge, and he told me the story. I said, you don't write about this? This is excellent. He was like, no. I said, well, can you come to my class? No. You can talk to, no. And I said, okay, can I write about it? Yeah. Finally got a yes, and I ran with it. I didn't even stay much long in the conversation. And so those two men consented to give me their stories. Originally, I really thought they were going to be separate books. And then I saw the bill for publishing books. And then, wisdom prevailed. And I said, wow, put it together. And then I was like, but wow, they're connected. Yeah, this works. And we don't plan everything. There is a very real and alive God, and I thank him for all that he's done. And so today, Avon is going to present Mr. Garfield Richardson with a token, and Carmel also has something for you, but after that, but the first presentation, Avon is going to present that to you. And so I want to thank Garfield for everything that he's done by just saying yes, and that's all I needed. Garfield is going to speak. No, you seem as if you were coming. I was like, oh, God, Elizabeth, this is the big one, baby. But you were coming. On his behalf, Ms. Carla Harris is going to say something. He doesn't say a lot. But trust me, Garfield does a lot. Can you give him a hand, please? Thank you, Garfield, for everything.
Good evening, everybody. Those of you who know Garfield Richardson well would know that he's hardworking, determined, and super friendly. But as friendly as he is, he's absolutely not into public speaking at all. Garfield's actions speak for him. That is obvious in Avanella's book, The Sandy Ground Tales. He did what he had to do quietly against great odds to get what he wanted, hence the gotcha name. But telling his story to Avanella, and by extension to all Anguilla, has been a bittersweet experience. It is something that many of us might have experienced in one way or another. We live our lives in private. We share our stories with friends, semi-intimate. But in time, we suddenly find pieces of ourselves and our family out there, in other people's mouths, under other people's eyes, on the radio, on social media, or in this case, in a book. We feel exposed, talked about, evaluated. We feel a little uncomfortable, even when the story is true, even when the outcome turned out to be good. So Garfield's approach has been to keep the good in mind, to wish Avanella well, and to hope that her book inspires Sandy Ground and North Hill and all young Anguillians to go after what they desire. Congratulations, Avanella.
Thank you, Carla. That is so true. Can you give her a hand, please? Thank you, Garfield. Thank you. No, you did a good job reading. Excellent job. Mr. David Carty, in the book, went through some struggle, some trouble with the government of the day. And I look back at that, and now, that boat down there with an orange top and a white, what you call that below? Hull. We're learning a lot today. Mr. David Carty built that for the government of Anguilla. Fired then, hired now. Do you see that? In Garfield's story, his dad turned him down initially, but at the end of the day, his dad was one of his investors in one of his boats. Do you see how life goes? We all need a little agitator to grow. We had COVID, and then we have, before COVID, we had Irma, and we didn't believe we would survive Irma. And because of Irma, it cleared out some trees, and now we are here. We always have to look at what we struggle with now and not letting it stop us, but letting it just helping us to continue to grow. So what will we say after COVID? What will we say? Will we do better? History has proven that yes, we can. And let us choose something that will be better and bigger than COVID, because it's just an agitator at this time. Is that true? Let's give thanks to Garfield and to David for not letting the situations of that day, when you want startup capital and when you want to get out of a bad situation, keep you from being who you are. It usually leads you into the greater things. Carmel is ready. Carmel has done a painting for Garfield. I don't know if he knows. No, he doesn't know. That's good. Where is Carmel? Okay. You can put it on the easel after Carmel. Okay, I think it's his painting, and so therefore he wants to put it on the easel and put it and do it properly. And so Carmel has done this painting. The first boat in the Gotcha series is entitled Gotcha. And Carmel has done a painting of that boat, and it is to say, oh, that's not Carmel. I thought I was Carmel. It is to say thank you, Garfield, for saying no, 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 yes. Come, Carmel. You can make the presentation to Garfield. In front, I think they want you in front. You gotta show it to him. You're welcome, Garfield. So now it's time to give away a free book. Avern, you want to come do this? Okay. All right, she says no free bookers yet. I'm going to invite Minister Susan Best and a group to sing a song, Made Away. And this song to me, Susan Best Richardson, is she here? And a group, they're going to come sing the song Made Away because there were lots of ways that had to be made for us to be here. And after which, we're going to have one or two more things, but let me tell you as they come. On the side here, we have lots of food. We have coconut water. You can buy one for $1. There's $1 US. We have ginger iced tea, that's free. We have some cheesecake up there. I'll get the price for you. We have Gwen's fish cakes. They're the best. They're my mom's fish cakes. They're the best fish cakes ever. We also have Ethnie's fried cakes. Those are the best fried cakes ever. We have roast fish over there, and those are at a heavily discounted price. And there's also roast lobster. There is fish soup. There is conch soup. And we have almost everything local for you this afternoon. So please put your hands together for Minister Susan Best and company.
Good afternoon, everyone. I guess you share them, right? Testing. Standing here, not knowing how we'll get through this test, but holding on to fate, you know best. Nothing can catch you by surprise. You got this figured out. You're watching us now. But when it looks as if we can win, you wrapped us up in your arms and step in, and everything we need you supply. You got this in control, and now we know that you made a way. When our backs were against the wall, and it looked as if it was over, you made a way. And we're standing here only because you made a way. You made a way. When our backs were against the wall, and it looked as if it was over, you made a way. And we're standing here only because you made a way. Standing here, not knowing how we'll get through this test, but holding on to fate, you know best. Nothing can catch you by surprise. You've got this figured out. You're watching us now. But when it looks as if we can win, you wrap us in your arms and stepped in, supply. You got this in control, and now we know that you made a way. Oh, when our backs were against the wall, and it looks like, oh, you made a way. And we're standing here only because you made a way. You made a way. Oh, when our backs were against the wall, and it looks as if it was, oh, you made a way. And we're standing here only because you made a way. Everybody, you move mountains. You move mountains. You cause walls to fall with your power. For miracles, there is nothing that's impossible. And we're standing here only because you made. Oh, you move mountains. You cause walls to fall with your power. Oh, for miracles, there is nothing that's impossible. And we're standing here only because you made. Oh, you move mountains. You cause walls to fall with your power. For miracles, there is nothing that's impossible. And we're standing here only because you made a way. 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 And we're standing here. And we're standing here only because you made a way.
Thank you, gals. I'm now going to invite Mrs. Maris Edwards. She's going to come and give the official book review.
Good evening, everyone. Sandyground Tales series, Boatmen, by Avanella K. Griffith, celebrates Sandyground by narrating the story of two boatmen whose ancestry is linked to the village and whose boating endeavors help to nourish the socio-cultural complexion of this village. There are two stories, a boat builder and a boat lover, and 6 different sections and 60 pages of beautiful text and imagery. It's a storybook and a catalog of artwork in pastel colors. No bookshelf for this singular piece. Make space for it on your coffee table. In 26 pages, with mainly no more than 2 sentences per page and sometimes 1 sentence, Avanella crafts the boat builder's tale, beginning with David Carty's life as a youngster learning his trade in Sandyground with his grandfather and his great-grandfather. We are told of his expeditions through different career paths, misfortune and loss, and then the trek back to the sea from which he continues to build his livelihood. The second section invites the reader to gaze through the opening of a lifebuoy to view Garfield's story in pictures. Lest you feel lost at sea, you can anchor your understanding by reading text at the side of the lifebuoy. Avenella depicts a schoolboy's dream that was dashed. But refusing to be daunted, he dreamed up a bigger dream that took a certain person by surprise. Gotcha. Do not judge this book by its little size. It overflows with creativity and cultural richness. It swells large with some Anguillan history without being historical. It duffels over into boat racing without talking about boat racing. It relates people's business without gossiping. There is a lot of vibrancy and texture in how these stories are told. The storyteller's voice is audible. You can literally hear Avenella speaking the stories, in your head, of course. This is one of its many catches. Boatmen book pleased this reader very much. This is a 21st century book for children and adults with short attention spans. It's fun, stimulating, but in right doses, interactive, educational, entertaining, and demanding of attentiveness. All the things we expect of a good video game. And it asserts its kinship with this tech-driven era in its LOL outbursts. It's also for the academic and the regular person, the historian, or the person who wants to know how them get all them boats. Sandy Ground Boat Tales series Boatmen is a harmonious mix of details that are so economically woven together. It creatively tells two inspiring stories. The unforced but energized storyteller's voice, the quick read, the colorful illustrations, line drawings, and playful font, the parenthetical humor, the authentic Anguillan speech patterns and dialect, the themes of determination and resilience, the triumph of man against the odds. All these make for a more than satisfying read and appreciative viewing. It's enthralling, and you will pick it up again many times after you would have read it. That is what happened to me. You will want to read it again, to look at it, to reminisce, to remember Butty and his souvenir shop, to wonder what Anguilla would be like today if David Carty had retired in his post as Director of Tourism. You will want to read it again to be inspired by the power of a dream. You will pick up this book again to be reminded and empowered by its telling that Anguilla's got talent. Great job, Naveen and Carmel, on the illustrations. Congratulations, Avenella. You are now a published writer. We look forward to many more Sandy Ground Tales.
I'm kind of speechless because, like I said, I know Maris, and she's a tough critic. Maris, I want to say thank you. All I did is gave her the book. I did not give her anything else but the book, and I asked her to write a review, and I thank you. Even in writing the book, often I look at it and I have to go and pick it up again. I have to go and pick it up again, even though I know the stories, but there's so many little things in it that really, when your heart is thankful for where you live and who you live around, this is what happens to you. So please give Maris a hand. That took time, and I appreciate your time. And the book that you have, that you did a review from, that's yours. I'm coming back from a book. And yes, Maris, the illustrators, Mrs. Naveen Marishah. If she's here, trust me, she doesn't want me to call her, to single her out. And Mr. Carmel Gums. Can you please give those two young people a big hand? I explained what I want in some fumbled language, and they did it. This is, let me, before I get back to Mrs. Marishah, this here is something that we bought like around 2007 or 2008 when Carmel was supposed to be going into his bedroom, and he was going to do a ship's theme in his bedroom. And he hasn't gone into the bedroom yet because the house isn't finished. And it was just there for years and years and years. And I'm wondering how I'm going to do Garfield's story because I'm not doing it like the first one. And we did it, and I carried it to Mrs. Carty, and I said, I'm just going to do it, black and white. No. But I wanted black and white. And I went home, I slept on it, and I said, maybe this can work. So Carmel painted this. And so what you will see in the book is not a picture. It's a painting. And then he did some of the illustrations, the drawings, and also Mrs. Marisha filled in some of those drawings as well. Can you give Carmel a hand? And then in my head, I had a colorful idea in Mrs. Marisha. I said, okay, I think I know what you mean. And she brought it to school one day, and she said, is this it? I said, that's it. And she's worked very, very, very hard in so many different ways. And tomorrow at the public launch, we will present Mr. David Carty with his painting. It'll be done by Mrs. Marisha. She is an excellent local talent. At this time, Avon is not ready with the raffle yet, are you? Not yet. Okay, let me know when you are, please. I want to give special thanks to 3 people. They 1, 2, because they're married, and 3. This is my mom here. She is, and all 3 of them, let me say, my mom, my adopted father and his wife, and Mrs. Rita Carty. They are 3 of the hardest workers in Anguilla I know. And that's one of the themes in the book, hardworking people. And Anguillians are generally kind, and they're generally hardworking, and those are characteristics we need to keep on growing in our children. Can you say yes? Yes. And my mom, she grew up in the best house up there too. And then we lived there before we moved to Blowing Point. And so she has worked every day of her life. I remember when she was coming close to retirement, she was getting depressed, and she did not want to stop working. I know during hurricanes and stuff, as long as we were fine, as soon as the hurricane winds died down, she made sure there was food home, and she would head to Capjuluca. I do not know her to have missed a day's work in her life, and if she did, she had to be really, really, really sick. And so I want to thank her for all her hard work and all her investment in this book, which I'm not going to go into details, but she has given much. Can you please give my mom, I want to say thank you publicly to you for all you have. And then a gentleman came into my life through church, and he went home to his wife, and he told his wife, this is now my daughter. And she said, yes. And over the years, he has been there. He has been a father to me. He gave me my first tennis racket. And because he gave me my first tennis racket, I continued playing tennis. And because I continued playing tennis, Avon started playing tennis at 3. And she eventually got a tennis scholarship to go to school. And so if he didn't give me that racket, I doubt that Avon would have gotten that scholarship. And he's done so much as well, including investing in his book, and all of it with the kind support of Sister Loris. Couldn't do it without you. I want to say thank you for being there. And men, look for somebody who doesn't have a father in their life. At the time, I didn't. And support some young person, Look out for them. Ask them how their report card is doing. We need that male figure in the lives of our children, and that's one of the reasons why we have so much issues in school and everywhere else, because that male figure is lacking. So thank you, Pastor Leslie and Sister Loris. You're one. Now to the master teacher. Sorry, my master teacher. She helped a lot with the editing of the book. She helped a lot with the writing of the book. Because one day in fifth form, I was writing English. She was my English teacher. And I wrote an I. And I wrote the I like this. And I carried up my book. What's that? I was like, I? No! And she held my hand and she showed me how to write an I differently. And the things I learned in her class, I went to college after that, and I was so thankful. And Mrs. Carty has been there. She is what I believe Proverbs, Solomon calls a master teacher. In Ecclesiastes chapter 12, it talks about the characteristics of a master teacher. And all 6 points, you hit them on the head. I'm going to show you one day. You're in the Bible, trust me. Yeah, you're right there. And with Solomon. And Mrs. Scotty has been a hard worker at the ALHCS. She has given her life to Anguilla's children. And we all have to, I believe, live bigger than us. If we live for ourselves, we live small. But we have to live for our next generation. We have to live for our country. We have to live for our God. And when we do that way, when we live that way, we live a joyful, happy life. And so for your contribution, Mrs. Carty, I want to say thank you for helping in every single way that you did for Sandy Ground Tales. Heritage Fest is one of the things I work with her on at the high school, and it's a way to celebrate Anguilla's culture and hand it down. She has intentionally but informally mentored me through my tenure at the ALHCS, and I want to be thankful to you today for such. So my mom, my dad, and my adopted dad and my master teacher. Can you give all three of them a hand again? At this time, I'm going to, you want me to bring the mic, Pastor Wade? Bring the mic, are you coming? I'll bring it. This is Pastor Wade. She is from the Apostolic Faith Church. She's from the Apostolic Faith Church. I did mention that I went to Bethel Methodist Preschool, but I also grew up as a Methodist. I think I remember being christened. I remember water dropping on my face and crying. Didn't I cry? I didn't cry. I cried. We used to go in the sea to bathe in the morning, go in the sea to bathe in the afternoon. It wasn't salt water, so I wasn't accustomed to fresh water. He dropped the water and I cried. But to the Methodist Church, I want to say thank you for giving me my first step in education, which was a preschool. And then we moved to Bloom Point, and the closest church there was 7 o'clock in the morning. And me, Sherman, and decided, that day I can't walk. And moms realized we were sleeping in for week 1, week 2. And then the next week she said, no, find a church to go to. Nobody's sleeping in my house on a Sunday morning. And we ended up at the Apostolic Faith Church. And so I'm going to invite Pastor Rosalie Gray to do the blessing of the book.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Just before I say the blessing, I want to say that I've known Sister Avanella for the past 16 years or so, coming to Anguilla to live. And it's not surprising where she have reached, because it was always her intention to go places. And I remember one Sunday morning sitting in church. To those of you that don't remember or realize that God speaks, He does. The Lord said to me, I must adopt her, bring her close. And I said, no, He got other people in here, not me. Because she's a determined young lady, really determined. She goes after what she wants. Nevertheless, if you know God, He don't let you rest. So I said, yes, Lord. So I've known her all the years, and I want to congratulate her this evening on her achievement. She's a young lady that go for what she wants. And I think all young people could do the same thing, go for what she wants. Today, she's an educator. I'm happy for her. And not only that, she has moved out from being just an educator. See where she's become an author. Thank God for her. Somebody give her a hand. Eternal Father and our God, we thank you for who you are. And we are so happy that you bestow on all of us whose minds are open to you to bless us in many areas of our lives. And you saw this young lady with a talent, as we understand, from way back there even to now, with a dream in mind. a talent that she wanted to display, and you have blessed her with the ability. And we ask you, God, that as she make this presentation this evening to all of us, even though I'm not an Angolan, we are all very proud of her. And I pray, God, that this would just be the beginning, a good start in the years to come. So I pray that everyone this book rests in their hand for the good of their family, children, everybody. They would be blessed. And we would not come back here to celebrate Sandy Ground Tales Boatmen. We'll come back with another title. So God, bless her. Bless her in all of her undertaking. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you.
It slipped me to present my mom, my dad, and my teacher with their special presentations. So can you please come in that order? Everyone is going to present. So come, Gwendolyn, come. Come, Gwen. Gwendolyn Rosemary Griffith. Come in front. And she's the reason why Avon is spoiled. Come on down, Pastor Leslie and Sister Lars, come. Very, very special people. To all of us, to my entire family. The thing about adopted parents is that they don't have to have you. They choose you. They pick you out. And he asked a question in Sunday school down by Tarbet, for those of you who remember her. And I gave him a very bold answer. And he said, I like you. And that was it. That's when he went home and tells Sister Laura she has a new daughter. Go ahead, Afron. Thank you. And then Mrs. Carty. Yes. Thank you very much. Can you give them all a hand again? At this time, we have come to the end. Are you ready with the book raffle? Yes? Oh. Okay, so we have a book raffle. Somebody is going to win
A free hardback and a free softback.
a free hardback and a free softback. And so, Pastor Wade, okay. Okay. So, Pastor Wade, I know I have a hardback for you, so that one is yours. You blessed it, you can keep that one. I can't take back after you bless. So, we get a hardback and a softback.
All right, so does everyone have a raffle ticket? No? Okay, where are my runners at? Where y'all at, guys? We got a lot of people that don't have tickets.
All right, so raise your hand if you don't have a ticket, and somebody's going to get you one because we need that. So we'll go around. Who has the tickets? Come in. Who? Okay, hands down. Just a second. The tickets are going to come. We'll need more than one person to help give out tickets. Reverend Lindsay said we can just take his and done. All right, so let me just give you the scoop, and then we'll be finished. Over right here, there are books. The book table is over there. You can go over there and buy a softback for $15 US or a hardback for $20 US. We have 3 lovely book attendants over there, and you can buy over there. Over here by this table, if you pre-ordered, please proceed to the concierge table over there. And you can get your book there. Please remember, I do have to say a vote of thanks, but while I'm remembering, Sister Donette and Franco, they were the ones who did the lovely job on the painting with a few extra hands. Can you please give both of them a hand? Please, the building looks fantastic. You can go and see that building. The fish pots, they belong to Mr. Lofton Carty. He so kindly donated them. How old do you think this one is? You can see that this one has been in the sea, correct? It is many, many, many years old. It has been to some depths. And the buoys and everything he donated to all the people who allowed us the use of their land, their boats, their fish pots and everything. We are so thankful. We got roast fish over there. Danny's handling that, and lobsters. So you can go over there and purchase that. It's fish cheap. Very, very fish cheap. We got fish soup, we got coconut water, $1. We got free ginger iced tea. We got other stuff happening, fish cakes, fry cakes, and anything that I miss? I said fish cakes. There's also free water, so you can mingle around. Franco and Donette, Marcia, if you're here, going to help me out with the Uncle Ralph house, please. Thank you very, very much. And I don't think I missed anything else in terms of what action we have. Oh, lastly, I'll be here signing books, and I'm not sure if you can manage to get Garfield to say yes to sign in your book as well. But I'll be here signing books if you wish to have a book signed. Now, please raise your hands if you don't have a ticket. Melissa's coming. Behind you, sorry. Carla's your hand raised.
So while Melissa's coming as quickly as she can, I am going to make a presentation to my mother on behalf of my brother and I. This has been a very interesting process and journey for my brother and I, just watching her go through this, because she has been the one, running us around to tennis, running us around to art, running us around for our dreams. And this time around, we got to run around for her and her dreams. So we just want to say thank you so much. And we are very proud to call her mom. And we are very proud to call you Scribe, as you prefer. Thank you very much. We love you. Okay, where are we at? Anybody still needs a ticket? One more. She's coming. Where's our DJ at? DJ, are you still here? Yeah? Oh, that's a lot of people over there. So at the next lunch, everybody's going to get here at 5:15 so we can all get raffle tickets and we can all get the raffle started on time. Right, Auntie Shama? All right, Melissa, they'll have to catch it on the next go-around.
There's a lot of thanking to do, and I won't go into that in terms of names, because I definitely will forget somebody. But I do want to say thanks to Marcia, my cousin, cousin officially, but sister truthfully, and all the hours she spent helping me clean up Uncle Ralph's house. Thanks, Marcia.
All right, so for the South Back book, let us begin the shuffle. 869054. We'll pick again. Yes. She'll donate her book to one person. All right, let's go again. 869046. Huh? I missed two numbers? Nobody? 869046? Okay. Where? Tafari? Oh, congratulations, Tafari. Oh, no, no, no. False alarm. Okay. All right, let's go again. 869058. 869058. Somebody got these tickets? No? Going once? Twice? 058? All right. Okay. Let's see. 869067. Come on down. Congratulations, Teacher Shari. All right, so if you have seen, felt, experienced the hardback, you definitely want to be the winner for this one. So let's see if our lucky winner is here. 869001. Congratulations, Ajani. Come on down. We did not plan this. Yes, it honestly wasn't planned at all. It wasn't cooked up, even though it came in a pot. To everybody, every single body who worked, if you worked, that's you. If you said a kind word, that's you. If you just supported, if you buy a book, that's you. To everybody, I want to truly say from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for not doing something for me only, but for doing something on a bigger scale for Sandy Ground and for Anguilla. Can we put our hands together for those two things, Anguilla and Sandy Ground? All right, DJ, you can start. Give me Anguilla, please. At this time, you're free to choose the book table, Uncle Ralph's house, food. We have grape leaves for the roast fish, and then I'll be here signing books if you care to. Pre-order table up there. Normal books over there.
Welcome to my lovely island, Anguilla.
If the rain comes down, please go over to Elvis. You'll find shade over there. So please don't get wet.
Hey! Morning, Mom. Morning, Dad. Hi, brother. Hi, sister. Sir. Hi, neighbor. Hi, friend. Welcome to my island.
say that I'm rude and can be subdued.